Hey, let's talk about light. I don't think there's any art form to which light is more important than to photography. I mean, first of all, it's already in the name, photography, drawing or painting with light. And then in photography, there is nothing else but the light. I mean, there are no actors, there's no music, there's no movement, there are no written text. It is just the light. Because if you photograph something, you don't actually photograph the thing. You just photograph the light reflected from that thing and then stored on film or digital media or whatever. It's all about the light. And I would go even one step further and saying that in photography, the light is treated more honestly and it's more important than it is in real life. Our bodies and minds are amazing things and they compensate a lot of things. You know, if you go out in the middle of the day and then stay there for hours till, afternoon and early evening, there's less and less light. But you don't even notice that necessarily because the aperture in your eyes gets bigger and your mind sort of compensates the lack of light. At least to me, I'm always surprised in the late afternoon when I take my light meter and measure the light, how little there's light left. Because my body says there's more light than there actually is. So in photography, that doesn't happen. Our bodies and our minds don't compensate the lack of light in a photograph. That's why it's even more important to pay attention to light in a photograph, because you don't have that safety buffer, that compensation, that error fixing in your eyes and in your mind. You see the light as the photographer intended you to see it. I take light pretty seriously, as you can see. And by the way, this kind of a video can only scratch a surface of light in photography. I'm not even trying to make this any kind of an educational. This is just for entertainment and even more maybe giving you an inspiration, some food for thought. And I wanted to show you just one single thing. Now, our kitchen is over there, and there's a window that is facing north. I don't think we ever get sunlight, direct sunlight to that kitchen. It's always sort of reflected, northern light. Now this room where we are shooting these videos, this is our dining room, and the light comes from the windows facing south. So you get a much more sunlight in, direct sunlight. The light is totally different. Now, pretty often when I come from kitchen to the dining room, I'm surprised by how it looks because of the different light, and the other way around too. It's like a totally different atmosphere. And I started to photograph that light. And I thought I'm gonna show you a few pictures. Now, I'll first show you pictures from our kitchen. Don't necessarily pay attention to what I photographed. Pay attention to the light, because in the middle of that photo stream we're gonna come to the dining room and I show you similar kind of things here, but now with the southern light. And I think there's a difference that's fascinating to me. Now, let's take a look at those pictures. Hey, let's take a look at two pictures from the previous stream a bit more closely. Now, the left picture is from the kitchen, the northern light, and then the right one is from this dining room, the southern light. And then let's pay attention to the following things. I just want to point out the things that I would pay attention to. Now, first of all, just the amount of light is very different. Then there are much more reflections in the sunny picture, at the right hand side. The light bounces all over the place and sort of paints the entire picture with light. I'd say that the left kitchen picture, it is, by its core nature, it is dark. It's black. And those are the main shades. And the white light is only there to accent that darkness. The light brings out the darkness that is the entire story in that picture. Whereas in the right dining room picture, the bright and white are the main shades. And the black and dark are the elements that just simply emphasize that lightness. So the kitchen picture starts from dark and uses light to emphasize certain small things, and then the dining room, the white picture, goes from the other direction. It comes from light and uses dark to emphasize things. You see what I mean? There's like a different direction, if you will. Then I'd say that the left picture is closed when the right picture is open. And to me, this whole idea of closeness and openness of the picture, that's something that I use. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Now, by the way, both pictures have a very large scale of really darks, mid-tones and high tones, so there's a full spectrum. There's no difference in that. Yeah, those are some of the things I think about, and this was not supposed to be an educational video, so those are just my thoughts. And if that inspires you or makes you see the light in a new light, then I think this video served its purpose, I think. Yeah, happy shooting. See you later.